With Ibis Paint X, there are various ways to paint. In this video, I'd like to give you some tips on how to paint as many colors as I can think of. The first method is to paint the color painted in the bucket in detail. But in this case, create a new layer on the color painted in the bucket and clip it. If you create a clipping layer, the color range of the clipped layer will not be exceeded. If you want to know more about clipping layers, please check the related video at the top right of the screen. I want to show you a tutorial of the all colors in this video, but I will introduce the point to paint. The boys here this time is not only black but also red as an accent. In recent illustrations, it's popular to make some colorful hair. I think that a typical anime with many characters with unique hair colors is a Demon Slayer. When applying the color of the hair, you can apply it in a single color. But the closer the hair is to the face, the more natural it will look if you add a color closer to the skin color. As a device when applying skin color, I try to apply two shadows instead of just one. The illustration looks three-dimensional just by adding one shadow, but it looks more three-dimensional by adding two shadows. If you are a super beginner in illustrations, it's okay you only need one shadow. It takes time to cast two or more shadows, and it is difficult to think about where to cast the shadows. However, if you are accustomed to coloring shadows more and more, try painting two shadows. Do I have to even draw the shadow of teeth? I think some of you may have thought. By adding the shadow of the teeth, you can draw more realistic teeth. Even without that shadow, you can make a manga or anime-like illustration. But with this little effort, your illustration may look professional. It's a good idea to create a new layer on top of the color or line art layer and paint that layer with eye highlights. Especially, it looks more natural to paint on line art. It looks unnatural if there are lines in the highlights or if they fit in the eyes. If you draw a clear line on the highlight and then apply it with a slightly blurred pen, you can get a more realistic highlight. If you find the shade of clothes simple, try using the materials found in Ibis Paint X. Enclose the area you want to use the material with the lasso tool and paste the selected material. At this time, if you just paste the material, it will be unnatural clothes, so use the mesh form from the transform tool. You can select the number of vertical and horizontal divisions from the mesh form settings. The larger the number of divisions, the finer the material can be transformed. So I set it to 6 both vertically and horizontally. Then, I imagine the expansion and contraction of clothes and try to match the material with the clothes. How is it? This illustration may not make much difference, but this transformation tool is useful in such cases, so please use it. Finally, I'd like to introduce the blend mode. The blend mode function has been explained in detail in the video before, so if you are interested in that video, please check the related video on the upper right. In this illustration, I dared to make the reflected light a colorful color. Doesn't this illustration look gorgeous just by adding a flashy color such as red? Then, I try to reflect the art of the blend mode in the colorful reflected light. Isn't it a more reflected light-like color than when it is a normal layer? In this way, if you master the blend mode, you can play with colors. So try various blend mode functions when coloring the illustration, and find the color that suits your illustration. Thank you for watching this video. If this video is interesting, please push your like button. Also, if you ask questions in the comment section, it will be answered as soon as possible. Depending on the content, I may post new videos for answering your doubts and comments. So please subscribe to Animembo and set notifications for this. There are many people who watch the videos and don't register. So I will be very happy if you help me to grow. See you again in the next video.